What if I told you that your name carries more weight than you ever imagined? It's not just a string of letters or a family tradition. It's a message from God Himself, woven into your identity since before you were born. Too often, we overlook the significance of something so personal, something that is spoken over us every day. But what if your name holds the key to unlocking your purpose? You might not know this yet, but the Bible reveals profound truths about the power of names. And today, we're going to uncover those truths together. Think about it. Have you ever wondered why your parents chose your name? Or why, out of all possible names, that one was given to you? The answer could be more spiritual than you think. The Bible is filled with stories of names that defined destinies, names that shaped lives and revealed God's plan. Could your name be part of that divine narrative? We're about to dive deep into the meaning of your name and what it says about who you are meant to be. This isn't just about history or ancient stories, it's about you. Right now, you may have questions about your life, your direction, your purpose, and believe it or not, your name might hold the answers. As we explore the biblical meaning behind names, you'll begin to see the connections between your identity and God's greater plan. By the end of this journey, you'll understand how your name fits into His story, and how it could reveal the mission you've been chosen for. Since the dawn of time, names have carried a power beyond human understanding. In the Bible, a name isn't just a label, but a reflection of one's identity and divine purpose. Think about this. God doesn't simply assign a name without reason. Every name He gives has significance, and each one reveals a deeper meaning connected to one's mission. From Adam to Jesus, names are infused with purpose. Have you ever wondered if your name holds that same level of power? Take a moment to think about biblical stories where names were more than just words. For example, when God changed Abram's name to Abraham, it wasn't just a shift in letters. It was a transformation of identity, aligning Abraham's name with his destiny as the father of many nations. Could the same be true for you? Is there a hidden meaning behind your name that reveals your purpose in life? You might be surprised at what the Bible says about your name. The Bible makes it clear. Names carry power. Just as God breathed life into man, He breathed meaning into names. Names like Jesus were chosen with deep purpose, reflecting God's plans for salvation. Have you ever stopped to think that your name could also be part of God's greater plan? This isn't just theory. It's something people have experienced for generations. Discovering the biblical meaning of your name might open doors to understanding who you are and what you're meant to do. Let's bring it closer to home. How often do you think about the meaning behind your name? In everyday life, it's easy to overlook something so familiar. But the Bible shows us that names are not random. Your name might be a clue to your spiritual mission, just waiting to be uncovered. What does the name you received mean? Could it be that, like the names of biblical figures, yours carries a message from God? Look at some of the key figures in the Bible whose names reflected their divine calling. Take Daniel, whose name means God is my judge. His story of standing firm in his faith even when faced with danger shows how his name was tied to his mission. Could your name also be linked to your life's purpose? The Bible tells us that God's choices are never accidental. So, what message is hidden in your name? As you continue to reflect, ask yourself, what does the Bible say about names in your own life? It's not just about historical figures or prophets. The power of a name extends to everyone. The name you received was known by God before you were born, and its meaning may be key to unlocking your potential. Understanding this deeper purpose might change the way you see yourself and your role in the world. Could your name be the missing piece to discovering your destiny? Let's not forget the emotional significance of names in the Bible. When God called people by name, it wasn't just a formality. He knew their hearts, their destinies, and what they would accomplish. You might think, what does the name you received mean in the grand scheme of things? In reality, it could mean more than you ever imagined. Just as God called Abraham, Moses, and Mary, He calls you by name with a specific purpose in mind. So, as we move forward, let this thought linger. What if understanding the meaning of your name could help you better understand yourself? What if your name is tied to your life's mission in ways you haven't yet explored? With that question in mind, We'll now dive deeper into how God chooses names and what that might mean for you. Let's continue uncovering the truth behind your name and the divine mission it carries. Here's something interesting. As we go through this video, I want you to think about the meaning of your name in a whole new way. It's not just about letters on a page, it's about understanding who you are meant to be. What does the name you received mean, according to the Bible? You will be surprised how often names reflect God's plan for you. So, before we go any further, take a second to leave your name in the comments, and I will comment on what your name means. Let's see how your name aligns with God's vision for your life. When it comes to names, God's choices are never random. Each name carries a meaning, a purpose, and often a destiny. Jeremiah 1:5 is a powerful reminder of this. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. This verse tells us that God knows each of us, including our names, before we even come into existence. Imagine that level of intentionality. Your name was chosen with a specific reason in mind. You might be wondering, what does the name you received mean? Well, we're about to explore just that. God's method of naming reflects His deeper understanding of our lives. In the Bible, names often signify a person's calling or spiritual mission. Think of Jesus, whose name means Savior. His name wasn't just a title, it represented His purpose to save humanity. Just as God chose the name Jesus with intention, He has also chosen your name with purpose. You may not realize it yet, but your name could be revealing something about your spiritual path. Throughout history, God has revealed names that align with His divine plan. Take Jeremiah, for instance. His name means, "The Lord exalts." From birth, God had already decided Jeremiah's role as a prophet, guiding him through a mission to speak truth in difficult times. Could your name have a similar meaning? Maybe it reflects a destiny you're yet to fully understand. The Bible shows us that nothing is accidental, especially when it comes to your name. God doesn't simply pick names out of thin air. He gives names that reflect the character, strength, or mission of the person. For example, when God named Eve, He called her the mother of all living. Her name wasn't just a description, it was a declaration of her role in the world. Could your name be a declaration of something God sees in you? What does the name you received mean? It could be more than you've ever considered. Consider how names in the Bible were often revealed at key moments in a person's life. When God renamed Simon as Peter, it was to signify his new role as the rock upon which the church would be built. This name change didn't just reflect Peter's future, but his transformation in character. Similarly, your name could be a marker of who you are becoming in God's plan. Have you ever thought about how your name fits into your life's mission? Names can also reveal qualities that God sees in a person's heart. When David was anointed king, his name, meaning beloved, highlighted his special relationship with God. It wasn't just about his future role, but also about how God viewed him. Could your name carry a similar significance? Is God showing you something about your heart and character through the name you received? The Bible teaches us that names are mirrors of our spiritual identity. The next time you hear your name, remember that it wasn't chosen by accident. God has a plan for each of us, and our names are part of that plan. Whether you've discovered the meaning of your name or not, know that God sees you through that lens. What does the Bible say about your name? Could it be revealing your destiny, just as names did for so many others in Scripture? As we go deeper, you'll start to see the clues that God has placed in your name. Now that we've explored how God chooses names, it's time to dive into specific examples. We'll look at biblical names and their meanings, and how they shaped the lives of those who carried them. Stay with me as we uncover more about your name and the incredible mission it may hold. Let's start by looking at some powerful biblical names and the meanings behind them. These names weren't just labels, they reflected the mission, character, and destiny of those who carried them. Take Joshua, for instance. His name means, "God is salvation." And throughout his life, Joshua led the Israelites into the Promised Land, fulfilling God's plan for salvation. If your name carries a similar meaning, could it be that you're called to lead others in faith, just as Joshua did? There's a lot we can learn from names like his. Another example is Mary, a name that means beloved by God. Mary's story in the Bible is one of devotion, humility, and obedience. She carried out her divine role with grace, becoming the mother of Jesus. If your name shares this meaning, you might find that your purpose is rooted in service and faithfulness. It's a reminder that names aren't just for identification, they're connected to a higher calling. What does the name you received mean? Could it reflect a similar devotion? Now let's look at Daniel, whose name means, God is my judge. Daniel's life was marked by unwavering faith and integrity. He stood firm in his beliefs, even when faced with the threat of death. If your name is linked to a similar meaning, it could be that you're called to stand for justice and truth in difficult situations. Just like Daniel, your name might carry a message of strength and resilience. The Bible offers countless examples of how names reflect the spiritual missions of those who bear them. How about the name Sarah? It means princess or noblewoman, and in the Bible, Sarah was the mother of nations. Her journey was one of patience and faith, waiting for God's promise to be fulfilled. If your name is Sarah or carries a similar meaning, perhaps your mission is to guide others with wisdom and grace, just as she did. This is what makes biblical names so profound. They connect us to a larger narrative of faith and purpose. And we can't forget about Peter, whose name means rock. Jesus gave Simon this new name, signifying that Peter would be the foundation upon which the church was built. This wasn't just a name change, it was a transformation of purpose. If your name resonates with strength or foundation, it could be a sign that you're meant to support others in their spiritual journey. Names in the Bible often speak to the inner qualities that God sees in us. Then there's Samuel, whose name means heard by God. Samuel's life was dedicated to serving the Lord from a young age, and his name reflected his deep connection to God. If your name holds a similar meaning, you might find that you have a unique ability to hear God's voice or lead others in faith. The meaning behind your name might be pointing you toward a life of spiritual leadership or devotion. Have you ever wondered if your name reveals something similar? Names like Ruth, which means friend or companion, also carry deep meaning. Ruth's story is one of loyalty and love, and her name speaks to the role she played in God's plan. If your name is Ruth or carries a similar meaning, perhaps your mission involves supporting and loving others through thick and thin. It's fascinating how these biblical names give us insight into what our own names might mean for our lives today. As we continue, ask yourself, what does the name you received mean in light of these examples? Could your name carry a similar message of purpose and calling? The more we explore, the clearer it becomes that names in the Bible are more than just words. They are reflections of the divine mission each person is called to fulfill. Let's dive deeper into how name changes can transform destinies, just like they did in the stories of Abram and Peter. When God changes a name in the Bible, it's never just about the word itself, it's about transforming the person's destiny. Take the example of Abram, whose name God changed to Abraham, meaning father of many nations. This name change wasn't just symbolic. It marked a shift in Abraham's entire life, aligning him with God's promise. What does this tell us about name changes? They reflect a deeper spiritual transformation. Could it be that your name, or even a change in your name, signals a shift in your own spiritual journey? The story of Peter is another powerful example. Jesus called him Simon at first, but then renamed him Peter, meaning rock. This wasn't just a title, it was a prophecy. Peter's role as the foundation of the church was sealed with this name change. It's fascinating how a name can shape the course of a life. Could it be that God is using your name, or possibly a future change, to prepare you for something greater? Sometimes, a new name signifies a new mission. Name changes in the Bible are moments of divine intervention. For example, when Jacob's name was changed to Israel, it marked the beginning of a new era for God's people. The name Israel means one who struggles with God, and this reflected Jacob's journey of wrestling with his faith. Could you be experiencing a season where God is transforming your purpose, just like Jacob? The meaning behind your name might reveal what God is doing in your life right now. In each of these cases, the name change came with a new identity and mission. Abram became Abraham, Simon became Peter, and Jacob became Israel. All were given names that aligned with their divine purpose. Is God preparing you for a similar transformation? What does the name you received mean in this context? Your name might hold clues to a calling you haven't yet realized, or perhaps a future name change will reveal it to you. Either way, there's power in the names God chooses. Let's not forget that even ordinary names can carry extraordinary significance. Names like Saul, who later became Paul, show us that a shift in name can mark a shift in heart. Paul's new name came after his conversion, symbolizing his new life and mission to spread the gospel. Could your own spiritual transformation be tied to your name? Maybe God has already placed a new mission in your heart, and your name is part of that calling. Names in the Bible teach us that transformation is always possible. Sometimes, a name change doesn't just change a person's destiny, but also the destiny of those around them. When God renamed Sarah, her new name marked the beginning of the fulfillment of God's promise to Abraham. She became the mother of nations. If your name has a deeper meaning, it could be tied not only to your personal journey but also to the impact you'll have on others. What does the Bible say about your name and its potential to change lives, both yours and those around you? There's also the story of Naomi, who, in her grief, asked to be called Mara, meaning bitter. While this name reflected her emotional state, it didn't define her destiny. In the end, Naomi's story became one of redemption, showing that names can reflect seasons of life, but don't always dictate our future. Could your name reflect a season of transformation you're currently in? Perhaps, like Naomi, you're on the brink of a new chapter, where your name takes on a new meaning. As we look deeper into the power of name changes in the Bible, think about this. What if understanding the biblical meaning of your name could guide you toward your own transformation? Just like Abraham, Peter, and Paul, your name might be a key to unlocking a new identity or mission. In the next part, we'll explore how your name is connected to your destiny and the mission you've been given in this life. Let's continue uncovering the significance of names and what they reveal about who you are becoming. Now that we've seen how names in the Bible reflect identity and purpose, it's time to ask a deeper question. What is the mission behind your name? Every name has a meaning, and with that meaning comes a responsibility or calling. The Bible is filled with stories of people living out their God-given purpose through the name they received. Could your name be more than just a label? It might carry a mission that you're being called to fulfill, one that's uniquely yours. Take a moment to reflect on the deeper meaning of your name. Have you ever felt that your life has a specific direction, something you were meant to do? The Bible teaches us that names reveal destiny. Maybe your name, like the names of Joshua, Mary, or Daniel, is guiding you toward a spiritual mission. What does the name you received mean in the context of your life? Understanding this could open your eyes to the path God has laid out for you. It's important to realize that living out the meaning of your name isn't just about personal fulfillment. Your mission might impact the lives of others. Look at biblical figures like Peter or Paul. Their names weren't just for them. Their missions affected countless people. Could your name hold the key to a calling that benefits not just you, but those around you? If you feel that inner tug toward a higher purpose, your name might be pointing you in that direction. Think about it like this. Every time someone says your name, they are speaking your purpose into existence. Names like Jesus carry immense weight, and the Bible shows us how important it is to live up to the calling behind your name. What does the name you received mean in the grand scheme of things? Could it be that God has been using your name to reveal your destiny all along? Reflecting on this could change the way you approach life's challenges. There's a lot to consider when it comes to the mission tied to your name. It's not just about what you do, but how you live. For example, if your name means strength or faith, are you embodying those qualities in your everyday life? The Bible tells us that names reflect character and calling. Could your name be encouraging you to live more boldly, more faithfully, or with greater purpose? The answer might be closer than you think. As you explore the meaning behind your name, it's also helpful to think about how your unique mission fits into God's larger plan. Names like Ruth, meaning companion, show us that sometimes our purpose is connected to the people we support and love. Is your mission tied to helping others, guiding them, or being a source of strength in their lives? The more you think about it, the clearer it becomes. Your name might be pointing you toward a greater role in God's story. This journey of discovering the mission behind your name is deeply personal, but it's also universal. Everyone has a name, and every name carries meaning. What if the mission behind your name is to inspire others, or perhaps to lead them, just as Joshua led the Israelites? Whatever your calling, your name is a powerful clue to what God has planned for you. The more you understand it, the more you can step into that role with confidence. So, here's the big question. Are you living according to the biblical meaning of your name? If not, what steps can you take to align yourself with that purpose? Understanding the mission behind your name could be the first step toward living a more meaningful, intentional life. As we move forward, we'll explore how to interact with this knowledge in practical ways. Let's continue this journey and discover how your name shapes your destiny. As you reflect on everything we've explored today, ask yourself, what does your name say about you? Is it pointing you toward a calling you've yet to fully embrace? Maybe you've felt a pull, an inner voice nudging you toward something greater, and now you see that your name has been guiding you all along. Understanding the biblical meaning behind your name is just the beginning. The real journey starts when you take this knowledge and apply it to your life. Do you feel like your name aligns with the purpose God has for you? Or are you ready to dig deeper and discover more? Drop your name in the comments, and let's uncover together whether it reflects the mission you're meant to fulfill. What if your name holds the key to changing not just your life, but the lives of those around you? Now is the time to find out. The next step is yours. Will you start living according to the meaning of your name? Maybe you've already seen glimpses of it, or perhaps you're just beginning to understand its significance. Either way, the path forward is clear. Embrace your name and the purpose that comes with it. If you're ready to dive deeper, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because there's so much more to uncover about the power of names and how they shape our destinies. Now that you've learned the biblical importance of your name, share this video with someone who needs to hear this message too. Who knows? You could be the key to helping someone else unlock their destiny. Together, let's continue exploring the profound truths hidden in our names and what they mean for our spiritual journey. Don't miss the next video, where we'll dive into how the month of your birth connects with your divine purpose. Subscribe now, and let's keep growing in this revelation together.